نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Adoption. Adopting any children who are young and have either lost their parents, so they're orphan, or the parents cannot maintain, look after, or support them any longer due to financial or medical reasons, or even the calamities due to the war-torn countries being under the duress of oppression and similar issues. So, whatever is the reason, adopting someone and looking after them is highly virtuous deed in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever does the kifala, in Arabic it is called kifala, whoever looks after an orphan or someone who is in need, a young child, he will be with me like this, pointing his two fingers next to each other, putting them together to suggest that I will be very, very close to that individual in Jannah. So he would have very high status in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But there are certain responsibilities with regards to this and rulings likewise. Adoption means that we help that young boy or a girl to come to the age where he can be independent and can live his life or her life. Adoption does not mean that we change their lineage, we give them our name as opposed to their true parents' name, and it is haram actually to give them any name other than their original parents, biological parents' name. So one has to do that, be very careful. You can never lie to them, you can never hide it, you cannot eat, whatever is the reason, you have to keep it open so that they are aware who they are and how they're going to go in future. They do not become your mahram or your relative in any sense. They do not become your family member in any way. They can be with you, you can support them, but they remain strangers. They are your, when they grow up, your brother and sister in Islam. So when they come to the age of puberty, they should be observing all the responsibilities and rulings according to Sharia, meaning if this is a girl, then you have to observe parda. You should be staying away and having the, like in the distance. You can't be in the same place. You have to keep that seclusion between men and women, which is fard, and going against that is haram in Islam. The only situation could be that if the baby or the boy or the girl is younger than 2 years and you happen to get that baby suckled by your wife, then that becomes your mahram through wet nursing, through breastfeeding. Then they become your mahram. That's okay, that's perfect. Or the other option could be that one adopts someone from the family that is their blood relative. For example, if you adopt a girl from your sister's daughter or from your brother's daughter as your adopted daughter in your family, then that is perfectly fine because that would remain your mahram as she is your niece through your sister. Or if you want to adopt a boy, then you would get your wife to have that baby from her brother or sister, so that that boy would remain mahram for the aunt through the sibling. And for a boy to be your, I mean, there's no problem between boy and men or girl and woman, so that's not a problem. So technically this is a practical way of getting someone who is mahram, who would remain mahram for you or your wife. So girl for you, boy for your wife, and then adopting them. So that is another way. So breastfeeding and adoption through that would be a better situation. And finally, when they grow up, they should be moving on to their lives. Their nikah should be done according to their parents' name, and you just help them, support them financially, just make them independent to fly and run away and do whatever. Not run away in that sense, but meaning that become independent, walk on their own, walk the walk of life, inshallah ta'ala. I hope that clarifies. May Allah give us tawfiq to understand.